What is up, people? Round one is over, and there is no winner. I've been watching what's up, everybody? I've been watching what's that Joe Rogan show where he and a couple of people watched the fight, and they just watched the first round of Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. Got a new channel member. What is up, Homer? Let me greet everybody. Chicago 23 was in here early, y'all. What's up, channel member NFK20? Pretty fly for a knife guy, channel members in here. And then Homer Felitas, channel member is in here. Thank you, brother. And then we got Ant, the man is in here. Neil McKenzie, channel member. I was sitting here watching him, then I fell asleep right before he got on with Stevie. Carco, channel member, what is up, brother? Demonoc 13, channel member. I apologize, Stephen Wallace, channel member to you guys. When I realized I woke up from a nap, I've had a weird day. Slept most of the day, but woke up and saw that Jody was on Big Red, and I thought that it was late, and I was like, wait a minute, am I watching a rerun? And I got in the chat and was kind of lurking, and I realized that no, it was live. So he went early, and then I watched Stevie, and I've just been kind of dopey all day, just kind of asleep. And I watched Dopey. I rewatched because last night I felt kind of bad because I only went 2.5 hours after having Leon on, talking with him. I'd worn out from the week, and then went, got something to eat, sat on the couch, was getting ready to tune in to Stevie and watch everybody eat chocolate. Boom, passed out. So it's been crazy, guys. But I'm glad to be here. I figured I'd hang out as long as y'all wanted to, and then realized that Jake Paul fight was tonight, and figured I'd check it and it would be over. What's up, T-Fetch? But it's just starting, and it looks like he's going to put a beating on Nate Diaz unless something turns around. Stephen Wallace, channel member, what's up? Hey, man, channel member, what is up? Good to see everybody. Crispy Critter, channel members in here. And guys, I'm here because I don't sleep much. I do not expect people to stay awake. You can peace out at any time. Zach Stuff, what is up? Everybody give Zach a big hug. A DSKFS. Zach might be watching the fight, so he can keep us tuned in. I know round one didn't go very well and I'm trying not to look around the corner to see what Joe Rogan and them, because when they're wincing, I know Nate Diaz is getting a beating put on him. Joseph S., what is up? Be up, my buddy. Glad to see you here, guys. But like I said, yeah, I was a El Cap addict. What is up? Ward 918, welcome, buddy. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to be here because I'm awake, and I didn't think anybody else was doing anything. And if anybody's awake and they want to hang out, we'll hang out. We can talk about knives. We can talk about lives. I am going to have to peek around the corner. Come on, guys. Got a little setback here. All right. I can't do this. I cannot watch the fight. Is anybody watching the Joe Rogan Experience fight update? Does anybody here? Chris Wolf, what is up, brother? I sent your package out today or yesterday or sometime. I sent you something out. You know what I sent yesterday? Today. What's today? Saturday? But anyway, yeah, I mean, Jake Paul is fighting Nate Diaz. I never get caught up in that stuff, but for some reason, I like Jake Paul, but I do want him to get his ass handed to him. Mersault, what is up? And I always liked Nate Diaz when I used to watch MMA. Chito Bandito, it's great to see your face, buddy. Welcome, man, channel member. I watched you on after I fell asleep and missed all of the live last night. I did rewatch it. The said faction, got to see, can't believe I slept through it, but got to see last Los Ranger, got to see Dopey fall asleep, got to see all you guys just put yourself through. That's something, guys. I can eat hot stuff. What is up, Chef Rocky? But can't do anything that's gonna pain my stomach. I'll do crazy stuff with you guys. Jake, ladies and gentlemen, what is up? I used to joke with Stevie. You could do the hero dose on live stream. But things that are nasty, like eating Oreo and sour cream and making it supposedly taste like cheesecake, I'm out. I just stuff like that turns my stomach. I'm not the biggest eater anyway. I love food. I'm kind of a foodie, but I'm very particular. Timmy Bama Ninja, channel member, what is up, buddy? I didn't expect you to still be up, but I'm glad you are. I'm glad you guys are up and hanging out. Is the music too loud? I've gotten some feedback that the music, I keep it real low, but I don't know if people just get tired of it because it's the same music. And then I tried to download some free music. Simplify. Simplify. I hope you guys on it. Now, I'm sleeping schedule. Regular, but it's all going to settle down. I'm going to flow with it, and it's going to be awesome. So, audio is sorted. Let's do this. All right, y'all tell me how the audio is. I'm going to turn the music off because it bugs me anyway. All right, how's the audio? Wonky? It's cutting out. All right, let's do this. Aha, we had a loose connection. How's that? Did that fix it? Sweet. I had a loose clicker over there. Actually, the echo had gotten up under the, what do you call that thing? The XLR cable and jacked it out. So my bad, guys. Appreciate y'all catching that. But I carried today, and then I want to find out what y'all carried. I carried my Spyderco Manix 2 with my rock scale designs. And this is a Knife Center exclusive in crewware that came with Black G10. And I got those. These scales are actually linerless. So when I got the scale kit and did the titanium upgrade there, I was able to get rid of the jagged, which a lot of people love, Manix 2 scales or liners. So it's really more like a pair 2 in smoothness. You know what I mean? And then in my left pocket, I carried my little Spyderco Rhodey. And I learned that this little knife from Keith Kelvin, I think, or Keith somebody's channel who I've started watching, that this little knife was made in 2011. The TSA thought about letting knives back on planes, and they had a very strict restriction of what kind of knife would be allowed back on a plane. Well, they never passed that. Knives, as we know, were never allowed to be on planes. But Spyderco, being Spyderco, got, all the things that had been, I guess, proposed, and made the little Rhodey, this little slip joint with a snub sheep's foot, but still slicey. Just a cool little knife. And then I carried a tactical knife that was sent to me to check out, and I'm super stoked. Have y'all seen these knives? This is a TCAL. And what is cool about it is heavier than I normally carry. It's 3.75-inch blade, but it reminds me of Michael Martin's American Blade Works because the grind is stair-stepped CNC. So is this swedge up here. But it's a hunk of, I'll pull it up here in just a second because I don't know what it's a hunk of because it just came in. But anyway, I thought it was really, really cool. I told him I was stoked. Suzanne Kell and Tim Kell. So I'm trying to find out. I asked them a few questions about the knife. Um, did an unboxing on it today. Have been carrying it around, whacking stuff with it, hacking stuff with it. It's amazingly sharp for stuff like paper, like thin paper, but like on cardboard, it will just rip it up. It's very aggressive. I mean, I love it. It's toothy. I went up. One of the things I do in the afternoon is my dad, who used to be he kind of, I guess, got me in knives in a not so direct way, but he was a hunter guy, lawyer guy. I hated him growing up, like most of us do with our dads, but he's got dementia now. So I take care of him. He's a retired lawyer and he doesn't know, he's still in his mind practice law and keeps all his mail and reads magazines, but he doesn't know what's going on. So I have to go up there and make sure his medicine that dispenses his medicine in the morning and the evening, he takes it. So he calls me in the morning to ask what he's supposed to do with this little thing. Every morning he asks me, it's like Groundhog's Day. Dad, you got to take your medicine, and then at night I'll go up there. We'll take it together. He'll take it. I'll hang out and I'll make him a little, what are they called? Cafe steamer. That's something he likes to eat. What is up, Thomas McDonald? So anyway, I freaked out because when I go up there, he knows that I do knife stuff. He knows that I've started doing knife reviews and he knows that I like knives. And like when I handed him the Jack Wolf for the first time, because he's always done slip joints and bucks, and fixed blades. But he was very interested in the Feel Good Jack because it reminded him of the shape of a knife his dad had. And you know how Forrest, or was it Snuzz? It was Snuzz at Blade Show. And a lot of old slip joint guys like to use the blade to pop it open that last way. You don't do that on a Jack Wolf knife because you will fricking slice your finger open. But my dad, I was very nervous when he handled this knife. Well, tonight he saw this knife that I'm carrying in my back pocket and he wanted to look at it. And I thought it'd be a cool time to tell him about how grinding knives has changed and some things, not changed, but there are definitely some what we call it, evolution that has occurred in the industry. And he's sitting there playing with the lines and the steps on this. And he's like, yeah, it's got a really sharp edge. And he starts, like you used to feel bite. He's never had respect for sharp ass knives, but he's got really tough fingers. So good story is he didn't cut his finger off. Bad story is I'm super nervous about ever letting him play with the knives because he doesn't know if he's coming or going. Demonoc had an Asher Spiro in carbon fiber, which is a mad win, and the PM2 and M4 with the lava flow fat carbon scales. QSP Hedgehog is one of my favorite slip joints. I love it. Have I missed anybody? Ant had a bunch of knives, but he picked up on the Artisan Arion. That's a great knife, dude. That's one of my favorites. Favorites. Pretty fly. Carried the Feldspar button lock all day. Didn't go anywhere or do anything other than move a sprinkler every hour. I had rain this evening. Really, really hard rain. And it didn't bother me too much. Yeah, Ward. TKL, I was going to get a smaller knife, but they didn't have it in, they didn't have any in stock. And they wanted to send me some because I think their main focus, from what I can learn from reading through the website, it's very tactical, right? The guy's a vet and he makes tactical knives. And some of them are more EDC type knives, and some of them have that ring or that karambit, whatever you call that, thumb ring that's built into the back of knives. And that's something that always has gotten kind of in the way for me holding. I don't have any use for it. I'm just not a fan of the ring because I don't plan on being tactical with my knife. That's what poo-poos are for. Neil McKenzie, Had his Artisan Arroyo by the side, his Gerber Suspension NXT, and his Ruger P345. Very nice, my friend. Very nice. I hope you're doing well, buddy, and I hope I didn't miss anybody else's because I'm going to head back down to make sure I catch up with everybody. Because what I was going to say when I saw Demonox carry is see what everybody else carried on a Saturday. And if Dopey's in here, I know he carried a bunch of stuff because he's gotten off the plane. He is in the sunny state that I reside, very close to where I am. Blade Ogre channel member, what is up? Hey, it's hot rain, Demonox. It's not anything. The Alabama weather is just well overrated. We get like a week of fall, a week of spring, hot, and then rainy, cold, blah, no snow. The QSP Hedgehog is the second or third, maybe in the top 5 of my biggest surprise slip joints. It was the second slip joint I ever had. Value per dollar, it's probably the number one without a doubt. And I got the carbon fiber, which is $88. And then I just saw that they came back out with the black micarta, which I almost bought for $58, but I know I don't need two. Double D10 channel member, what is up? But the QSP Hedgehog is a great whim knife. And guys, 4 months ago, I laughed at people who talked about slip joints. If you were talking about slip joints and there weren't people in the chat or I didn't like you a lot, like Pocket Metal, I'd stay in his chats. I would leave. I was just bored with it. It didn't do anything for me. And then when I'd first watch videos, I'd come across fixed blade videos and I had no use for them. I never thought I would ever own a fixed blade. So I bought a SE3 to go camping with just to have a fixed blade. And I bought the S35VN, which is not your outdoor steel, go beat it down fixed blade that you normally want, right? It's more of a EDC type fixed blade. So then Kevin, and I think he practices the dark arts, but he got me fixated on a chickadee. Kevin, who doesn't carry small fixed blades anymore, got me thinking about the little chickadee. So I wasn't going to go out and get a chickadee, not knowing if I'd ever carry a fixed blade. So I went the Tucson TS150 range, which I'd recommend to anybody. A little $50 S90V small fixed blade, or the TS246, which is a little M390 $50 before you put in your discount code. A little bit longer, probably about the size of that chickadee, and put it on your belt sideways, or use the clip that it comes with and clip it in your pocket. See if it's something you'd be interested in. So that opened a rabbit hole for me where now I buy as many fixed blades as I do slip joints, as I do modern folders. So I'm thinking of modern folders and trying to make content for the channel because I don't have knives that come in. I have a few that people will send me, and I've got a good buddy in town, A to Z EDC. I do a lot of reviews of his knives, thank God. But I try to just review stuff that I've got that I buy either Amazon or White Mountain Knives. I buy a lot of stuff there, or DLT, wherever I can find the knife that I'm interested in. But I've noticed, like what I've got coming in now is I've got a slip joint still coming in that Pocket Metal sending me. I'm stoked about it. It's a first for me. And I think that's all I've got coming. Oh, no, I've got a small fixed blade coming in that one of you guys told me about, a T McDonald. We'll look at it in a second. I've got it coming in. But what's interesting is when I put up a video, like today, I had a video for the Kaiser Veritas. I don't think I've ever pronounced this knife right, but just a knife video, right? A video on a knife that I thought was cool. It's the first Kaiser I've bought in over a year and a half, and I like it. So I did a video on it. So it'll get 70, 80 views, maybe. And then I'll do a slip joint video and it'll get 30, 50 views. It's fine. And then I'll do a fixed blade video and it'll get like 300. So I don't look at my analytics at a daily, but I will go in because I'm a digital marketer by trade and I geek out on that. I will go in and I'll look at what are my most viewed videos? What videos do people watch the most? And they are by a long shot. I'm talking about by thousands, fixed blades. So people respond, and you can't say a lot about a fixed blade. I mean, you can talk about it. I always tell people, because a lot of the knives that I've really gotten that I've been stoked about have come from Stas's tests. So I recommend people to go, Jake Knockdown Diaz, how far behind am I? Damn it. Guys, what's up, Greg? I just went all the way to the front when I saw that Jake knocked down Diaz. Because if I was Diaz, round 6, I would wrap him up and choke him out, do it on TV, even though those aren't the rules. I would choke Jake the F out. Enjoy it, hey man. I hope it's a good show. I know Jake puts on a good show, and I like him. I'm not a Jake hater. I just hate to see somebody like Diaz, who's 38, go out in a sport where he doesn't even really excel. You know, there's so much more to it than just punching. And Jake is a puncher. He's a legit boxer. Sweet. Round 7. Come on, Diaz. Let's get it together. But yeah, fixed blades are, for some reason, very, very desirable. So I was going to show you guys this knife. I've got coming in. It was supposed to come today. Supposed to come yesterday. It actually got in. Hold on a second, guys. I've got to find it. Let me grab my file. So you know you're bad when you don't even know the name of the knife that you're waiting for. But it is a cool one that I resisted for a long time. And I have really come to the conclusion, and it's just by the way it is, that I use fixed blades unless I'm at work at the office. I will have an EDC fixed blade on me, either on my back pocket, in my back pocket, or usually wear an appendix like that chickadee setup, just like that. And I don't even know it's there. And then when I need to pull it out, I can make quick cuts with it. Nobody knows I pulled it out. I can put it back in. The only thing you hear is the click. Little fixed blades are just the way to go for me. I mean, I still love my folders. I love fidgeting with knives, but I can't really fidget it with knives at work. So here we go. And this is BS. By the way, before I go on a quick rant. So my knife showed up at the Huntsville Processing Center Friday morning at 3:53 a.m. So I was expecting it to be delivered Friday, so I'd have it for the live stream, right? So it sat, and I thought, okay. So I called the post office to see if I could just go pick it up. Maybe it didn't make it in time for the truck, but I could go pick it up later that afternoon before my live stream. So I got this really nice young lady on the phone. Bless her heart. She must be a college student or something like that. She couldn't help me at all. She thought that my knife didn't make it there. It couldn't guarantee it, but all she could guarantee was the container that my knife was in made it there. And I told her that's very helpful, but I've done this about 10 times before, and you guys can check in the back and go and see if there's a little 7 by 4 inch by 4 inch roughly box back there. Anyway, she took my number, didn't call me, so I figured no big deal. It'll come out Saturday and it'll be delivered. Well, I wake up really early because I sleep crazy hours, as y'all can tell. And about 4 o'clock, I noticed it hadn't moved and it hadn't scan changed since 3:53 in the morning. So at about 10:50, it showed out for delivery. And I already knew my TCAL was out for delivery. And thank you, Tim and Suzanne. I'll look forward to sharing my thoughts on this. But anyway, and I thought, well, great. My little T Denny's going to be here too. So then it says available for pickup. This is at 4:10. It switched from out for delivery to available to pickup. Well, I live super close to the post office, so I just zipped down there, and of course they closed at 4. So I get on my app and I type in change delivery from pickup because I knew Monday I didn't want to go pick it up at the post office. Just deliver it Monday, and I did all this on my app. And so then about 7:10, my app updates, ding, and I get this. Guys, I live at a house that's on the corner lot that has a big mailbox in front of it that no one parks in front of. There's a cemetery across the street. Nobody tried to deliver anything to my house. But needless to say, somebody updated the computer that I wasn't going to be coming up to pick it up on Monday, that they tried to deliver it to get it back in the system so it would get delivered Monday. And that just rubs me the wrong way because I should have gone to pick it up Friday if the little girl had called me back. It definitely should have come today. I mean, it's Saturday for God's sakes. And tomorrow, what's bad is I don't have anything coming from yeah, Jake's pretty much I pounded him, but hey man's keeping us updated. Here's what I've got coming, guys. You don't have to watch the unboxing. But I picked up whoops. I picked up this one right here. It's called The Apprentice. And I picked up not that natural. The vintage caramel micarta. 2.1-inch blade, 5.5 inches overall with MagnaCut blade, heat treated between 63 and 64 by Peters. This blade is both high edge retention and awesome corrosion resistance. It's a little chode, guys. It's just perfect. And I've already got my straps. I ordered my IWB straps from Amazon so I can strap it up. But how cool is that? And one of y'all told me about them. So the orange G10 is still in stock. I have no affiliation with these guys. I've not even touched the knife yet, but this is the one I was going to get. This red chili pepper micarta. But I like that other's blade. This is the same MagnaCut, same heat treat, same 175. So you got orange G10, red chili, jade G10, green G10, blue G10. But I think they are just badass little knives. And which one of you guys told me about them? Inbound, what is up, brother? One of y'all told me, either DM me or sent me a message. Did he win? Or is it still going? Round 9. Hey, as long as he doesn't knock him out, and maybe Nate will do something crazy. Dean Griffin, what is up, brother? Looking at how the post office just hosed me today, and I was going through wishing I had my vintage Karma micarta apprentice in stock, but I don't. The post office has it until Monday, alas. But anyway, I think he's making cool little knives. I need to support him and get a shirt. See what it says on the back. All right, let me stop sharing. Mateo, it's good to see you, buddy. It's great to see everybody. Drink water. What is up, my man? Pedro, I just hope it, y'all just let me know what happens. I'm sure Jake will end up probably winning it because it is probably a fix. I know it's going to be Nate's biggest payday. I just hope he doesn't get knocked out. And guys, I will hang with y'all until y'all, Todd Carr, what is up? Until you guys don't want to hang anymore. I've been sleeping all day and I'm just here for the hang and for the knives and the people with the knives. So yeah, I'm at that kind of dilemma. I'm trying to find folders that excite me. And my buddy A to Z EDC, who I was hoping was going to be up and might come join me, has got Sharp by Design JK times 3. He's got 3 very unique. 2 of them are very unique. One of them, he tells me, is the most plain because he might be getting rid of that one. I might be chasing him for that one. But anyway, he's got 3 of these J-Capes that I want to review. And they are so awesome. One of them, he's got this, let me just go to his. And guys, I'm going to do a little plea with you. Not really a plea, but if you are on Instagram and you guys follow Knife Dudes, this guy has been to Blade Show with me the last 2 years. He is an absolute awesome dude, and he has got the coolest knife collection. I'll put his link in the chat in case any of y'all want to give him a follow. But these are the 3 J-Capes today. But that's one of the scales he's got. How sick is that Paisley? Paisley carbon fiber. So anyway, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this one, no, this is the one at the bottom here, might have a new home. I do not have anything from something I've seen. But A to Z is a very good follow. What I like about his pictures is they would drive Cole crazy. Because I don't see the production quality as much as I just see the knives. A little dabalicious. But yeah, so the cool thing about A to Z, besides the fact that he's a cool guy, is when I get him in headlocks or convince him to let me use a knife or 2 for a week, he let me live with his he let me review this, which he picked up at Blade Show for $268. He picked this up at Blade Show because he'd pre-ordered it. And he picked it up from John, which convinced me to order one on the drop because this knife is so good, the Ronin. He picked this up at Blade Show, which convinced me to go order one. So I ordered this knife, which is a sin. And then he recently discovered Shiros. I've not reviewed one of them yet, but he's kind of on a Shiro thing. He let me have this for a week, and at the same time, I had his Evo 3.0, or yeah, 3.0, the big one, and didn't think, I thought if anything, I would fall in love and feel like I had to have an Arius. After carrying this for a week, I appreciated it, but it came off my must-have list, came off my grail list. He's got a danger pickle. He's also a musician, but I'm trying to find. Oh, and he is the original template for Master Joda's leather slips for the XO. This is a slip that Master Joda made him for the XO-M, but Master Joda made A to Z the first full-size slip that he's now making a ton of, that he even loves so much he got a full-size XO. But he got him a slip for the little one as well. I just got to find a picture of that one. And he's got this white carbon fiber on this Caladan or Caladan. It doesn't do justice on film. That's beautiful, beautiful material. I don't know why more knife makers don't use it, because I don't like that particular knife. No offense, A to Z, or anybody who loves that knife. But the knife that I fell in love with, that I've learned I've got to own at some point. Check out that Monterey Bay. Whoops, that was just one Monterey Bay. There's a Michael Ziva. Oh, I'm not trying to go. And this is a driver defense. This is a custom knife maker from over in Gunnersville, Alabama, about 45 miles from us. And this has got, I forget what this material is. It's, I forget, it's titanium and superconductor. So this is superconductor right here. But he's got some dope knives, and I can't not find that Evo 3.0 because maybe he quit posting it because he knew it was. There's A to Z. But anyway, he's got an Evo 3.0 that I also carried for a week at the same time that I carried the Arius, and ruled out the Arius, did a review on it, got a great review, and the Evo absolutely changed my life. It was just like, I've got to have one of these knives. This is the most obnoxious, sexiest, obnoxious, just, I mean, I go back to Metal Complex saying knives don't have to necessarily be functional to be exciting, and that knife is just both. And I've passed it. But those are the two slips Master Joda made A to Z right out of the gate. Those are OG slips. But anyway, I don't see it. I can't believe he doesn't have the Evo in here. But y'all go give him a follow. He's definitely worth it. He's a good one. He's got some good stuff. All right, let's see if he got knocked out. No, but it looks awesome. Jake by decision. Well, I hope Nate looks okay. I hope Nate, held his own. He got a huge payday. Jake's a great, great fighter. I mean, I think if he wasn't, like Joe Rogan was saying earlier tonight when I was watching that fighter thing that they watch it, he said, if this kid was not a YouTuber, and yes, he's not fighting the best fighters, but if somebody put him together this fight path, and people were just seeing him. He's the biggest name in boxing now as it is because of his name, but he's a badass fighter. I mean, he's cut, he works at it. I wish him success. Maybe he'll be able to start fighting people that are fighters. I don't think so, but I thought Nate could have maybe taken him. I still wish Nate had choked him out at the end. Kyle Coonley, Junior Miz. Guys, I apologize. I was looking for a knife on there. And then I was trying to finish my my shirt purchase and figured that was being rude, so I backed out of it. Did anybody happen to be flipping around the YouTubes today? And I told you I had a weird day. I slept on and off, so it's kind of dreamy. But did anybody see Kyle Coonley? I'm looking for one in Fantasyland right now. I'm not buying anything because my life's getting ready to change by choice, and I want to make sure I'm ready for it. So yes, I'm looking for an Evo. I'll eventually have an Evo that will be added to the Javon knife. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to pay for this that I didn't think I would absolutely love, but I do. The detent has been revamped on it. I know there's a lot of drama about this knife. All I can do is look at the fat carbon fiber, the wire wash titanium S90V, and the snaps, and I'm just, call me a wussy. So I'm trying to figure out how to pay for that. I did see the QSP slip joints at White Mountain Knives, and I missed them. Blades Canada has them in stock. Let's go look at them. Blades Canada. Because I'll tell you, the QSP Hedgehog is a winner, and the Ohio Riverjacks are winners. In both of those knives, if I'm not mistaken, I know the QSP Hedgehog came from QSP. If I'm not mistaken, so did Austin's knives. So let's go. Frame lock, frame lock, frame lock, frame lock. Slip joint. Ooh. How does Canadian translate? Guys, if you are in the Great White North, that's a beat right there. A little penguin slippy. Oh, how I want one. They had them for like a minute. I mean, a hot minute at White Mountain Knives. Or they didn't drop, but I think they were there. Slip joint. Slip joint. Slip joint. Look at these different carbon fibers. Carbon wash, carbon white storm, 20 CV. The hologram blade. Slip joint, carbon washer, blah, blah, blah. Blade thickness. Seen that way. Doesn't tell me if it's flat or hollow, does it? Not that it matters. Let's go back and look at some more. Let's color our choices. All right, so here's the ones I was looking at White Mountain Knives. What's the deal about getting a knife sent from Canada? And do they sizzle? Chris Cole, congratulations. Chris Hinkle, channel member, welcome, buddy. Pocket Stuff, what's up, guys? Sorry, I've been on another. It's going to be worth the wait, Chris. I waited forever for my Pulsar. It seemed like an eternity because it came from, but it was freaking worth it. And you'll be so stoked you got it. And Chris Cole, that is awesome. So somebody tell me, how do we work buying Canadian knives and do they sizzle? Because I don't think I can find a QSP slip joint anywhere else. Stop sharing. Let's paste and search. Coming soon. Amazon. What are you saying, Amazon? That's a regular denim micarta. Sorry, guys, I'm with y'all. M-Bomb's been staring at me all day. 85 is about 63. They do deliver to the U.S. So if 85, 63, if I want a carbon fiber one, it's still going to be expensive as shit. 264 is like 180. What's 264 Canadian? Hey Google, I've got her unplugged. Hey Google, how much is 264 Canadian? $197.24. Hey Google, stop. What's up, Luke 10, Texas? How are you, buddy? Trying to find a QSP slip joint that I need like a hole in the head, but I'm willing to take it. But I'm just finding frame and liner locks, except we found a place in Canada that has them. I just don't know if Canada deals with PayPal. Let's see. Let's just play with it. All right. I definitely don't want to spend. Hey, Google, how much is 264 Canadian? Hey, Google. Hey, Google, louder. Hey, Google, louder. How much is 264 Canadian? $190 something. Yikes. White G10. So it's all G10. No micarta. That 20 CV looks good, doesn't it? I'm not screen sharing because I really don't want. Yeah, Demonoc, you're exactly right. I think it was 197 and 28 cents or 57 cents. Too much. But what do you guys think about a penguin? Let's see how long it is. I'll probably go with the black, but overall 7 inches, blades 3 inches. Is that the regular size of a penguin? Doggone it. I haven't bought into any of the penguin hype except it was the best and one of the first 10 knives that I owned. And I loved it. And I gave it away probably 3 weeks ago, but it hung on for a really long time because I thought that knife was just, I never used it for size comparisons. But how big is a regular penguin? All right, same size, 706. That's too big for a slip joint. Y'all talked me out of it. Thank you. I don't need to be. Good point, Todd Carr. Unfortunately, I think they have all been depleted in USA because I know Justin had some and they were gone very quickly. Nice center. Uh, they just got hedgehogs, which is a great knife for 57 bucks, but that's not what I'm looking for. Nope. Let's go to White Mountain Knives because they had them. Let's do this. They've got this one Falcon slip joint. Ooh, dropping 810. Dropping 810. Guys, you can do your email deal. And then you can use Javon 10. I want 20 CV. Let me fucking log in. I'm going to get notified on all of them. I just logged in. Why do you want my email address again? It's a different one. Now we're playing games. I can beat this game. Yeah. Where's the black one? Where is the black one? Sorry, guys. I'm not just absolutely have to have it, but I think it's pretty cool. I'll show you something that's pretty cool that I do have to have, but thank God they don't sizzle. Whoops. Knife. This right here. Can y'all see that? Why do I want that knife? They've also got it in they've also got it in G10. But it's 135, and I figure if I was gonna go 135, which to me is too much, what do y'all think of that? I've got Tyrant, one of those, the version 1 flipper Tyrants. I don't need another razor knife. I just like slip joints, but I've got a slip joint on the way. I think I've got plenty of slip joints. When I turn 60, maybe I'll get some more. Dean, I think it's cool, man. And I know I would use it for a box opener because that's what I cut 90% of the time. I was on NAF sale, and I have no affiliation with NAF sale, but I found this knife for 70 bucks, which I'd been seeing for about 126 unless I wanted it with wood. This is carbon fiber, but it was like 116 with wood or micarta. And this is a Lion Steel Best Man. They make it with a couple of different blade styles. This is kind of the spear point, M390. Super nice little modern slip joint. I like it as much as any of my two sons. And the fit and finish is done superbly well. And the same guy, because I was talking to him. That's the other thing about NASL. I bought this at NASL. I bought both of my shed knives at NASL from Jake Billings, who runs Shed Knives. That's these little chunky. I met him at Blade Show. These little USA made knives, 154 cm G10. This knife was 120 bucks. But this little knife I'd seen several times, and I'd seen Stas's review on it. This is the little Griffin Scout 2.0, 2.5. And this dude on NASL had it for what I thought was a very fair price because it's carbon fiber, S35VN. You can also get it with micarta. They sell handles for it. But this was unfortunately the most expensive one, but it was available and they sold out a long time ago. Made by Best Tech or manufactured by Best Tech, and just a fantastic little EDC knife. So I got what I thought was a really fair deal on this. Put a Ulti clip on it and had been carrying it up until that T-Cal came today. But met a really nice guy when I bought this knife because we emailed back and forth. I had a couple of questions about it because I wasn't sure. And so I'm 3 for 3 actually. I've had 3 transactions and 3 really good experiences. And I met some nice. When I got one of the knives, I think it was that one there. I opened it up, and the dude had written a note thanking me for buying it. And I don't think I overpaid for it, but telling me how much he liked the channel, blah blah blah. So I just thought it was cool. And I haven't been there today, so I haven't seen if anything's come up new. Let's take a peek. Because y'all are like me, probably. You look at stuff even when you're not. A nimble, a scapegoat, tactile arcane designs, crawler, Lord Needham. The man, the myth, the legend has got some banger knives for sale. Very little wear. I still think I guess you have to put that up there to show people, but that's a knife being a knife. A GOM. He's got a Brian Brown Raptor. There's a Mayhem up there. Looks like they're pretty proud of it. $3.99. What's that thing sell for? Hold on. I'm not going to be the police. And I know it's not called the Mayhem anymore. So maybe that gives it some extra. $249. $249. $3.99. So maybe it's too much. Maybe it was $300. I think that's high. Fenrir for $130. Everybody's crazy about that knife. That Stabby Stokes. There's a reputable seller right there. There's a Gavco Midtech. Don't care for it. Riot K3. Nah, not my gig. Pena, nice knife, not my jam, which is weird. Spartan Harsey, been very interested there. Hinder Project X scale. Should be 200, right? I think that's high. Jack Wolf, Cyborg Jack. Micarta, $295. Nah, a little high too. And then this is where I looked yesterday. I don't know anything about this lamp, but I did scroll on it way too much. And I don't need a freaking another lamp. So yeah, guys. Nacelle, I'm on board. I'm on board just because I found some stuff there that I wouldn't normally have found. I should not be scrolling it because this looks like a danger pickle to me. But it's a Boker for $100. It's probably got janky action. As janky as the pictures. But you can find some winners on there sometimes. And it's amazing because a lot of these knives get pushed to the very back. Like those shed knives, you can go to shedknives.com and find there's a Buzz. Never cut or carried for $265. That's a deal. CRKs. I'm not a fan of the squirrel. I played with one, held one. Didn't do it for me. Wasn't my gig. Was not my jam. Couldn't feel it. Didn't do much for me. But that's what's great about the knife game. Awesome. Guys, I'm telling you, I bought from non-known people there, and they've been great experiences. They happened to be 5-star sellers, and you can read a little review about knives they've sold. I've yet to sell on there because I don't sell knives. I usually either give them away or I hoard them back because I'm a weirdo. Lefty never understood that about me. I probably should start selling knives to bring in more knives. But then I think I just be getting knives to get knives, and that's not what I want. Or I can't imagine making videos of knives I didn't really want to have in my collection, right? It'd be just kind of like talking about a knife. But yeah, is Vinny still in here, or is my bro? I hope Dopey's okay. He looked like he was having some pain after eating his hot stuff. And I figure for driving, flying, relocating, and then jumping on a live stream and eating butt burning chocolate. And I think Vinny's either en route back or still in Jersey getting ready to come back. I don't know what. I know that there's still some shuffling of bodies going on, but they should all three be settled in Hunts Vegas any day now. It's relative, you know, you think about it. I would say I can't imagine spending that for a knife. But if my stupid ass won the lottery or had, you know, $10,000 a month coming in, I might be like, you know, that's not that bad. I can probably sell it for that to some other idiot like me. So I get it, and I can also see because I used to only buy budget knives. I would buy budget knives, or I would go to Knife Center's page, and I spent a lot of time on their sale page. So that's where I got a lot of my Kaiser Vanguards and a lot of my Kaiser Blade series, some of my first titanium knives. Um, and then I started. It was Dark Gravity. He told me, dude, you're spending more on knives, having them always come in, than if you would just keep a list of the knives you really wanted. And when you think about buying that knife and you've got it in your cart, think about what it's taken away from that knife you really want. Let's just say that Hinderer, which at the time I didn't want a Hinderer, but a $400 knife, $450 knife. You think it's out of your reach, but it's really 5 Civivis is how I would come to get it, or not buying 5 Kaisers, or in Kaisers, it was not buying 4 Kaisers. And then once you get different knives, you start chasing different knives, but that doesn't mean you've got more resources, right? It's not like you just have more cash to throw at knives. You still got to kind of figure out a balance. And the reason I still buy budget knives is because I do enjoy being able to pass them along. And I do know that how excited and how much I lived for budget knives and how good budget knives are now compared to just 2 years ago. I mean, this Echo is the bomb. It's a great knife. I don't think it's as good as the Miguron Moyer L. I think that's the best budget knife right now, but that's less than $50. And I can't, you know, it's got detent for days and it slices like a banger. Hey, let me tell you something, Kyle. I know with all that's money I've thrown up hogs' asses for knives that I don't have anymore, that I've given away, I could have an Arius, I could have a Roxy, I could have, what's another knife I want? An Evo. I could have all of those knives just if I hadn't bought the knives. But then I wouldn't have had the joy of going through them and learning that there's a difference, that there's nothing wrong with a knife that's a budget knife or a value knife. It's just different. And it's what arena you kind of want to play in a way. It's kind of like I'll always love budget knives. And I get a huge kick out of being able to forward them on. That's why I started doing it mainly to members, because I want to give them to people who I know. And I'll always do giveaways in the lives in Friday Night Flicks where I pick somebody just out of the chat, because I know not everybody can be members. I totally get it and I respect it. But I shouldn't have bought, and still shouldn't. You know, I buy a lot of value knives because I don't like to call them budget, but value knives. I think this right here, which was $160, rates to me as a mid-range value knife. And to me, it's done it in a very strong setting. I mean, this is a great knife. I don't think anybody could say they need, unless you're going out to do some serious bushcrafting, you need any more knife than this Kaiser Veritas. It's easy to take apart. It's easy to put together. It's easy to maintain. It's straight. It's sharp. S35VN, titanium. It's a great knife. This is a much more expensive knife, and it feels like it. Again, it doesn't cut any better. This knife had just a ton of drama around it, and I was never involved in any of that because I didn't pre-order it. I totally get it. I look at it as a knife because my number one knife, my favoriteest of all knives in my collection, has always been my Leon Ma Field Duty 3.0. This has been my ride or die, and I was really interested to try this one out. And now I'm really kind of sad I did, because I tried it out at Blade Show and I was like, wow, I can flick this thing from anywhere. It doesn't seem to have a weak detent. And then I learned that it doesn't have a weak detent because it's been revamped with a different ball and a totally different rework on the liner. But it's an expensive knife. It's more knife than I need. And then you've got knives that are like this knife that are very polarizing because of the guy who makes them. But this is a made in America, 2 chunks of titanium, a chunk of S35VN in this case. And to me, it's just boss. I just freaking love it. It's more knife than I'll ever need, but sure feels good to carry it. And then in terms of a cutter, one of the first knives I ever had in my collection, this little Dragonfly in ZDP, is a banger. This little knife, I used to have so much fun with this, and now I can middle finger flick it. Whoops. I've just got to commit, like Obi-Wan would say. Ah. But that's a great little knife. And for cutting stuff, there's not much better. So I say all that kind of in a ramble, that the knife game is a slippery slope, or it can just be a place where you find things you like, you enjoy them, and then you let them go on to somebody else. Because if you play your cards right, you could have a collection that you can at least get out of it what you put into it. But you've got to be willing to part with them, which is the hardest part. And they, once you get to a stage, I think that's why it's been great to kind of go for me to fixed blades and to, this is a bad little fixed blade, this little Kaiser. That was sent to me by a brother from another mother. And that's a little cutter, little Warncliffe. But by going to fixed blades and to slip joints, fixed blades have been an absolute perceived value to me. When I get an American knife for 120, or I get one from Brother Grant for 180, or a little badass for like 140, that excites me. I mean, that's, to me, that's hand art, and it just is so sharp. You guys have no idea. That is just, I worked on this just with my little Beneve stones, but I didn't have them on the clamp. I was just hand sharpening it. You seeing that fly off? It will just shave cardboard and shave paper. And it's got a little pokey point, and it's got that J-Cal grip. But so when I took the plunge and went and spent more than I ever thought I'd spend for a slip joint, it wasn't as horrible because I'd spent more on folders by a lot. And the bad news is I liked it, and I was afraid that I was going to be obsessively buying and wanting to collect them all. Good news is I haven't, and I don't really have any desire to. But the good news is I could also turn around, not that I'm going to, because I love this knife, and the other one I got at the exact same time after Blade Show. I went and made a conscious decision to check them out at Blade Show. They had the gunslinger jack there. I was not interested because I was in a slip joint frame of mind. So I bought this before it was on sale, the low drag jack. And I'm kind of interested in the one that they're dropping now. They're getting ready to drop the laid back jack with the purple material that'll sell out first. I won't get a chance at it, but an S90V. I thought that was pretty cool. But again, at $300, that's a heck of a lot of money. But you can go to collectorknives.net and you can pick up this Mazarin Plowbuster micarta knife with this acid etched D2 that has a very modern ricotta that'll keep it from cutting into your hand. And it's got walk and talk, super sharp, modern tool steel. Or if you want to get more nostalgic, you can go the Rough Rider Reserve route. I haven't jumped into the Rough Riders, which are very economical, but I picked up several Rough Rider Reserves. They're in D2 in micarta. They're about anywhere from 40 to 60 bucks roughly. And I've got a bunch of these guys because they were easy to collect. This was one of the more expensive ones at 55, this little mini copperhead. But it's a traditional little knife, and they're just fun to collect. Once you get to the point of it's not a lock and knife, it's a slip joint, I like them for what they are. I even buy the obnoxious ones, like this hippo toe. Again, Rough Rider Reserve, probably about 50 bucks. Handmade in China, but made with pins and brass liners. So it's kind of broken up the monotony of chasing all the newest, coolest knives because they're always going to be out there. Hinder Collector, what is up, brother? They're always going to be out there. But I did, in the same package, which was the first time in the year and a half from Amazon, I got this knife, which is the Kaiser Veratus. And I had another box from Kaiser, which contained this. Y'all know what that is? Got a key for you. You can't flick it. It's a slip joint. It's a zip slip. They also make this in micarta. But what's really cool about it, what sucks about it, is it's got a pocket clip. But I've got this slip, and the pocket clip just rides on it. But what's really cool about this knife is I'll carry it like this in my pocket, drop it out. I can carry it like a regular pocket clip, but I carry my slip joint in my left pocket. But when you open it, this part of the handle becomes part of the choil. So you've got your finger halfway on the blade and halfway on the handle. So you're not going to close that on your hand. I mean, it'd be impossible. You'll pinch your finger if you do. So it's just a great knife. It's I think it's a really cool design. I would have gotten it in micarta. It was like 70 bucks in micarta. And this one, I think I got the last one on Amazon, was 103. Titanium and S35. So I, who had not bought a Kaiser knife in a year and a half, maybe 2 years, had two come in on the same day. And was stoked to have them. That's what slip joints will do for you. And then you've got Tucson, and you've got White Mountain knives. and you get knives like this. This is a Tucson. It's 48 bucks. G10. It's a redesign or rye design. It's a pretty thick ass knife, but it's a double detent. And it's super fidgety. Not locking, but if you know it's a double detent, I just like playing with it. So it's got two detents. Detent, detent. And then I found these two that were more like 80 bucks at White Mountain Knives. And this is perplexing to me because these are the same designer. They're both badass knives. These are Tucson's. You can tell, same design language. You've got a clip point and a Warncliffe. They're both double detents, but this Warncliffe has a much easier to get to flipper than this clip point. So the clip point is hard to get to with my little short ass finger, but that's S90V. It's a double detent, badass knife, fidgety, but this one is 100 times better. It's M390. I wish it was S90V. Same designer, but you can flip it without hurting your finger. I can flip this thing all day long. Where this one, I've got to really get my hand positioned high enough to get it. Or, do that crap. Nobody wants to do that crap. I hate front flipping a knife. But anyway, double detents, 85 bucks. You can use a code, save 8 bucks. That's why I've enjoyed kind of diving into slip joints, diving into fixed blades, because I found cool stuff that's not costing me an arm and a leg. And then I'm still finding stuff that, I like, but I don't necessarily just love. I saw this. My buddy bought it in Atlanta. It used to be a Beyond EDC, I think. I could be wrong. I always screw that up. Somebody had designed this knife with Best Tech, and then Best Tech took over the project and had them at Blade Show. I bought this when I got back from Blade Show. Deep, deep hollow grind. I want to say it's Ilmax. It is though. Yeah, Ilmax blade. But it's just kind of big, right? It reminds me a lot of my Vero Axon, so much that I changed my scales today because I have my Carta scales that I put the G10 G Carta scales on the Axon to give it a little more personality. I can't believe you guys are still up. What is up, Josh Worth? You still got a bunch of you guys in here. I can't believe it. We'll have to find something to make y'all's time worthwhile. But yeah, whoever's waiting for their Kumwoos, I waited for this for a very long time. And I'm not a fan of what do they call their locking system? I'm a bigger fan. I've got the perfect test. I've got the X-Tau and the Big Tau. And the flipper, the thumb studs are made to fit your thumb, but they're not made to also flip your finger, because you're not going to have your finger back here. So I think the thumb studs are a fail, because I'm a reverse flicker guy, and to reverse flick this knife is not intuitive at all. To actually flip this knife, it flicks. Not my favorite. And then you've got the big towel, liner lock, same exact blade. I hate front flippers, so I can take the front flipper out of the equation. This knife is so much better than this knife that looks just like it. So I'm a big fan of their frame locks. The liner locks, not so much. And I put the thick springs in my pulsar, and I'm a finger flicking god, and I still struggle with this knife. It's just not intuitive. My finger's not where I have to kind of get a different grip, where I should be able to just grab it right here. Not happening. I have to go, I got to get higher on the knife. Anyway, that's my gripe with comb move. Don't have that with EMP EDC. And I think it is more chippy. I think a lot of it depends on the heat treat, but I don't know enough about heat treat, but I bet you Kyle Coonley knows if S90V is more chippy than M390 or the heavy bladed Nimble X. I mean, the liner lock is just money for me in terms of detent or a liner lock. Try flicking up instead of out. That's what I was doing. And I can flick up, but I've got a short hand, so I've got to move my grip up. So if I'm flicking up from down here, I barely got enough finger. Well, I guess if I flip from the bottom up, it's not as bad. True. It's an up, not an out flicker for sure. I love this knife. Nice to know, Kyle. But yeah, this is a slicey beast. I did a video today on my top 5 Tucsons. I'm going to release it in the next few days. I had to think about that for a minute. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Let me check a couple things out. Let me see what I've got over here. See what I can find. Man, it is awesome being able to be as loud as I want to in my house. All right, guys. I found something cool. I wasn't planning on doing a giveaway tonight, but I think since you guys are in the chat and y'all hung with me for a while, and we'll hang for a little longer. But some of you late nighters, we will do a giveaway for this knife. Do y'all know what that is? Can anybody tell me? That's not how you're going to win it. I'm just curious if anybody can tell me. And of course, it'll only be for U.S. addresses. You must be 18 or have your parents' permission. Nope, not a pyrite. It is a knife, Patina Turner. It is going to be, when we do it, the Asher Nomad 3.0. One of the best liner locks or bar locks in the game. I don't know why I'm going to give it away, because I love this knife. S35VN. Olive micarta. Or no, G10. Blah. Olive G10 and S35VN. Asher Knives. Chris Hinkle, you might win. Everybody, and yes, Kyle, you can forgo your parents' permission. I'll tell them it's a dildo. They won't be surprised. But we'll give that away in a little bit, just for shits and giggles. And then we'll, I know what I was going to show you guys. Y'all know what that is? I had my bug out bag last night. I never got to play with it. But you guys know what this is? It's Exotac. And what's super cool about it is it's got gaskets. So you put your lighter fluid in the bottom and it never evaporates out. And then in my bag, I've got that little vial is full of Zippo lighter fluid, which is what that thing takes. And then I've also got my Tusung tongue depressor / pry bar, a couple of pins. One of them is actually a screwdriver. And then I've got over here, we were talking about razor knives. I've got my Tyrant version 1. Little locking frame lock. Uses utility blades. And then I've got some utility blades in case I need them. But let's say one of my brethren is bitten by a snake or runs into a cactus. I've got this little scalpel, this little titanium flipping scalpel with a bunch of different blades. Got a bunch of different style blades that will fit on it. So you just take a clean blade out and cutty. The worst thing about this knife is if you're not careful and you go to flip it, you'll cut the back of your hand. I did it, and my buddy A to Z did it. We got little like tribal scars right there. So you've got to remember to keep it out away from your palm when you deploy it, because it's a flipper only. So if you get it too far cradled back into your hand and you're not ready for that to come out, you're screwed. But that's really cool. And then I've got the last thing that's not back here. And it's got a little place for a tritium vial. but I got those little clippers, which are good for guitar strings, but they're little fingernail clippers. So that's that. And then in my zipper area, let's see what we got here. We'll just have what's in the kit. Don't have anything in that zipper area. All we had in the other area was our little thing of lighter fluid. And this is a VanQuest pouch, by the way. Both of my pouches and my shoulder sling are VanQuest. I dig their stuff. I don't know. I haven't had a Maxpedition, so I can't really speak about their stuff. But then I got this cool thing. So I wasn't a multi-tool guy at all, right? But everybody needs a multi-tool. So I got this Skeletool. And the reason I got it, I wanted one with the bit driver. So this is real basic. It's got pliers, wire cutter, bit driver, this little carabiner, which is also a can opener, I guess. And then it's got this my one and only serrated blade, this locking blade. So it's real basic, right? But the reason I wanted it was for the little bit driver. So this Skeletool will hold a 2-headed bit there, and it's got this 2-headed bit here, and they're like little mini bits. They're not full 1/4-inch bits, right? So you got a big Phillips and a smaller Phillips. So I had to buy the bit kit, and the bit kit comes like this. It comes like this, which isn't a good way to really hold it in your pack. Where you've got some flat bits, you've got hex bits, you've got hex flat, Allen's, different Phillips, different hex, and you've even got these sunglasses, little tiny bits up here. So anyway, I picked up this little thing from Amazon. It's called Ray Gear or something, but it's got this little ramp in there that's metal, and it's just made for holding these bit kits. And you'll notice it holds them really securely, right? And it's got this locking belt clip. I clip it inside my bug out bag, but you could clip it on your belt, you could clip it on your pack. And then this is for the little ratchet extender. It's got a little magnetic place where you put the ratchet extender. But I didn't buy the normal ratchet extender. So I don't know if y'all saw my struggle bus video when I had to hold myself and not get the snaps on the knife, the Scout. But I used this to actually get the scales off. So what this is it's a little ratchet that's supposed to hold a 1/4-inch bit. Supposed to hold a 1/4-inch bit, but it doesn't. I couldn't make it hold a 1/4-inch bit. So if you really wedge it in there, it'll hold it. So that's a 1/4-inch Weehaw bit. So then I slide that in my Skeletool, regardless of how I'm going to hold it, right? And then I've got a little ratchet. But then what you find is you can barely get that out. Then you get it out. Let's go to a different bit. Because I was having a bitching time with just like a regular Phillips head. So I'm an idiot. So it fits regular bits, but that's still kind of no bueno because, yeah, I'll probably carry my bit kit. I carry this little, it's a Countycom titanium bit tip holder or pill holder or whatever. I keep bits in there. But the bits that I want to use are these funky flat ones. Maybe they have to go in straight. Because I can never get these to go in to where they'll stick and be self-supporting. You know what I'm saying? I can get them to go in there. Well, that one did. So it's just a certain way that it holds in that way. Doesn't hold in that way. But it does hold in that way. So I'm taking back the bit, the $31 bit ratchet from Amazon. We're going to pull it up. And no, I don't have affiliate links. I'm just showing you shit that I think's cool. We'll go to my orders. Let's share screen. You guys can see a quick glimpse of the crazy shit I buy on Amazon. Let's see, orders. Those were too small. I got those for my TRM Atom, and they seem to be way too small. I don't know what size I need, but anyway, let's get off that and let's find. Where's my little? There's a little bit holder. This thing, the ratchet wrench. That's this little guy right here. And it is so freaking cool, guys. I'm telling you, I was not a believer. I had to look at it several different times. I was like, really? And then I saw it with these funky bits, right? I mean, you see that it's with the funky bits. And it's right in there with the Leatherman. And that's when I went on my search and found this. The little Ray kit, which has a bunch of different ways to mount. But I liked it because it's held in those bit slits. But is it out? Is it gone? Currently unavailable. They've got others that are similar. Like that one holds a Leatherman and the tools. But anyway, so the little wrench and these straps, except for the one that gave me such a hard time, I order these all the time. I've got a set that came in yesterday for my little knife that's been stuck in the mail. That's a great knife. And I got this right here. Not for that. I got that for my Knipex. So that little thing just holds my Knipex small pliers. That little hide and drink. 13 bucks. Thought it was a great deal. But yeah, that's my that is my EDC kit. And then the other thing I had, if you guys weren't here last night, you missed out on, was my groovy ferro rod. And we were strike testing it. We were finding knives that had sharp spines, like this little LT Wright. Whoops. Like this little LT Wright. And we were making it rain and shit. Y'all see that? That is a sharp, acute angle. And that's my little Exotech ferro rod that I keep with my fire starter in my little bag if my lighter doesn't work. But yeah, this is the bomb diggity. And then what I've been using that I picked up at Collector Knives was some of this Seal CLP Plus. It's kind of a viscous protectant, lubricant, cleaner, do it all type thing. And then I get my 12 gauge shotgun patch. And I get a little of my juicy lube. Put it on there like that. Yeah, toothpaste up there like that. And I get the little glob that comes off so it's not a mess. And then I go to rubbing it on my shit. Because what it does is it eventually saturates my little ride. And then I've got a CLP, handy dandy, little knife rubbing rag. Ain't that pretty handy? And then you don't even see that I hit that ferro rod with that sharp edge. Because it is totally cleaned out. So that's how we roll. Hey guys, I don't have any fireworks, so I figured I'd start some in here. Now that Ashley, rest in peace, my German Shepherd, went to Rainbow Bridge, she was old, but she was terrified of fireworks. I would have never got to pull that out. She would have gone crazy. She would have barked. Neil McKenzie, we saw you, buddy. I saw you and I enjoyed seeing you. And I saw Cheeto Bandito last night. I love seeing you kids. Everybody's face. That's why I'm telling you, we're going to colonize Clubhouse. I'm going to take you guys there. I've got a room. Let me see if I can find it on here. Boom, boom. All right. So, Clubhouse is a place where you can have virtual meetups, right? So, you got to join it. And then you can join rooms and you can have conversations, right? So you can download it on Android. You can download it on iPhone, and then you can just chat with anybody that you want to, right? So I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So if I open Clubhouse on my phone, it looks like that because I'm in my room. I'm in Javon's Knifeflix corner. So I can schedule an event. And I've got a lot of people that have joined the room. But let's go out of here for just a second. And let's just see what's going on right now. So if I look on here, these are all rooms where shit's going on. So if I click on one, well, let's see. Well, I'm seeing if I can find any that are live now. Let's go live.
All the cities the Democrats run. You have people living on the streets. There's garbage everywhere, graffiti everywhere. Everything's dirty. And this is what he put out. Considering the fact that
I left quietly. Could y'all hear that? So there are a bunch of people in there talking. Here's Dopey Dwarf. I need to follow him. I need to make sure he's in the crew. But yeah, so if you download Clubhouse and you are following Javon's Knifeflix, if you go in there and search it, it's a room. You can go in there and use the room. And I'm trying to get all the people in the community to connect. And I was trying to find how many people are in the room. If I could find a list, let's see. Let's see who all's in here. 12 members. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just sending out invites. I wonder if I can put it in the chat. Hold on a sec. I bet you I can. I just sent Crispy Critter a text. I'm going to send Kevin Johnson one. All right, let's see if I can get it in there. So I've got a lot of people. We've got Sobek Scooter in there, G-Ball Vision's in there, Dark Gravity's in there, Jeremy Spalding's in there, Brother Worm. Those are just people who've chatted. Let's see. How do I share it? Let's see. Share a link to the wait list. 'Cause there is no wait list really. You just have to. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna email this to myself, and then I've got it figured out, guys. Then I'm gonna be able to post it in the chat momentarily. And if y'all want to, I would if I were you. Come join the clubhouse, and I'll try to set up a short little chat tomorrow. But we used to do it all the time. Grateful Panic was in there with us. Let's see if it comes through. Hold on a sec. There it is. Says I've read all the messages in my inbox. This cannot be true. There it is. Let's copy that. Boom, boom. Put it in StreamYard. And so if y'all go there and join the wait list, you'll be in good shape. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this. Hide. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go boom. Save that. All right, we're going to give away a knife here in just a second, kids. Let's see if that goes right. Should have the link go up there too. But yeah, you guys should go to Clubhouse. If you don't have it, download it whenever you get time. In a Discord server, Cheeto, can you talk? Because I'm on Maddie's Discord, but can you go in a room and just chat without typing to each other? Because what we liked about it is we could go in there and just have a conversation, like 8 of us. There you go, Patina. Sign up just to hear him argue with himself. But I'll send out invites tomorrow for like a short chat, and I don't have to be in there. You can talk in a Discord server too. So Cheeto, and I need to figure out this Discord thing because I'm looking for ways to beef up the power of what people that join the channel get, right? So I'd love to have something that if you can talk in a Discord, I will learn about it and I will get one. I think that makes plenty of sense. Because I know you can do it all on IG, but Clubhouse is totally free and it is definitely, I mean, I've been in a lot of rooms and I wonder if I started one right now, if anybody would jump in and say hi from our group just to test it. Schedule next event, Insomniacs. We'll do it Sunday, August 6th at 1:30. Whoops. August 6th at 1:30 a.m. Public room. I'll make it open. No, we'll do it private. That's the thing we wanted to do is once we got people in there and started talking about knives, open it to public and see if we can actually bring a ton of people in that might not know about it. So it's wanting me to send people invites now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'll copy the link and I'll put it in the chat if anybody wants to try it. I don't know if it'll work or not. We'll see. Because I don't see where the meeting started. Let's see what happens if I do that. All right, so it sent 13 invites. And then I'm going to drop it here in the chat just for shits and giggles. Any of y'all have Clubhouse? And this should start now. I should be able to. Why am I not in the room? Hold on. I'm removing that event. That event's gone. Don't click on that one. I don't want to schedule a chat. I want to schedule. All right. Name of event. Javon chat. Late night chat. Sunday at 1:30. Whoops. All right. It's going to make me do 1:40, 1:35 a.m. Okay. Sharp talk. Talk. Continue. Only events open to non-members can allow. Public room. Create and share. Okay. All right. I don't know if this is going to pop people into a chat. No, okay. So when people come in, new room, yes. So now I'm in a room by myself, and you can see when I talk, there's a little light that goes on around my head. Hello. So if you see somebody pop in there, that's how it works. X Kyle, plenty of porn there. I opened it to the public, so there's no telling who could jump in here. Get some late night weirdos. I need to have it where this is streaming over to the side of the screen. I don't have the technology to do that. I'll set it down. If somebody pops in, we'll hear them. I think it starts like a doorbell or something. But anyway, that's Clubhouse. And at first, you had to wait to get an invitation before you could join. And now I think it's open to everybody. When it made they had enough members for Android too. Because I mean, I go in there and listen to stuff about cryptocurrency. You can go in there and go down all kinds of different rabbit holes. But it's only people talking, so you don't have any video. You're in the Clubhouse outside waiting. Hold on. There's a room. Where's somebody waiting? Hold on a sec. Neil McKenzie. Let me see if I can get you in. Hold on. Neil McKenzie. Wait list. Ooh, hold on. Dean Griffin, you're welcomed in. You guys are all welcomed in. I didn't see where I had to welcome y'all in. I'm sorry. Neil McKenzie, you're in. Craig Wilkes is in. Brian Needham's in. See, I never saw a wait list, so that sucks. So yes, we have some people that have been recently lit in. I don't know where my room is. Let's see. Here it is. Hey, I've got Neil in there. Let's see what happens if I follow Neil. And then I'm going to bring Neil up on stage. You might need to unmute Neil. No, here, invite to speak. What's up, Neil?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
You might need to unmute Neil. No, here, invite to speak. Hello?
I hear you, Neil.
What's up, Neil? Can you hear me?
Let's see. Neil.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out.
Oh, okay. Just no worries. So see, Neil's in there now.
I'm not very tech-minded. Hey, Neil.
Hey, it's tough, buddy. Plus, we're sitting here,
See, Neil's in there now.
and I'm echoing. Poor Neil's having to hear it echo.
You know, I'm also dyslexic, so that's a problem.
Oh, dude, I'm dyslexic, ADHD. Are you out of here, Kyle? Have a good night, brother.
Dyslexic, ADHD. Hear you on my phone before you're on my computer.
And that's maddening. Well, you're now in, buddy. So you can come back anytime. And what I'll do is I'll schedule a chat where we're not on
And that's
computer too, and it's not nearly as disruptive.
So you can come back anytime, and what I'll do is I'll schedule a chat where we're not on.
All right, I'm gonna bounce.
Okay, later.
Later, brother. So that's how it works, guys. It is Dean.
Later, brother.
I got somebody else in here. There's Dean.
Man. Yo.
How are you, Dave? I'm echoing when I talk. You can't hear me? Hold on. Oh, I know what I got to do. You got to invite me up. You got to click on me.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Mhm. You guys are probably thinking this is crazy. At least what I was going to say earlier is we all watched, or I did, Cole and Kara build Legos.
Yeah.
It for some reason it's not showing me. Let me see if I can pull you in. Hold on a second. I'm gonna do something. Do that and do this. Hold on a sec. Well, it's just bizarre. I think you started a room, Dean. See, I think Dean started a room, and when I jump in it, I'm just in the audience.
Uh-oh, maybe I did, man.
It's no worries, buddy. What I'll do is I'll do it when we're not on here, and you'll get notified on your phone to jump in, and it's not nearly as wacky. Yeah, Tippy's up there getting some water. Hold on, guys. Let me get her a little more water. You got water, you got everything you need. You were good. All right. So y'all ready to give away a knife? Still early. All right, let's do this. Let me close out of that, close out of that, close out of that, close out of that. Go in here and open this. That. This. All right, kids, there is a hashtag in this one. So it's going to check your facilities to see if you're. But that is our word of the evening, the myth, the legend, the apex predator that lives with me, Tippy, who is cleansing right now her palette of chipmunks. And we will be giving away, against my better judgment, the Asher 3.0 Nomad. Hey, baby. So we've got 37 people in here. We should at least have 37 people enter. Or I'd say 27 people. There are people that are lurking or asleep too. But it's a good knife. I wasn't planning on giving it away. I just went over to my Kaiser Finch Asher case. It was either this or it was my Kershaw. What's it called? Tight wire? Let me grab it. What's it called? Or it's going to be this knife. I think it's called the Kershaw high wire. Hippie, don't do that. Don't do that, sweet kitty. All right, the kitty's being abusive. You sit in my lap. You sit right there. The Tippy, uh-oh, I failed it. The Asher Spiro and some swag. And we have 37 people in here. We have 24 entered. I'm going to give it about, oh, look at the tail coming up. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds. And you guys jump in there and just do hashtag Tippy. Win you an Asher Spiro and S35VN. Axis lock. Super sharp. Do I have any paper around here? I can't cut much more of this card because this is Colin McGuire's card. He makes badass fixed blades. But it is very sharp. We got 27 entries, it looks like. All right. Y'all ready to pick somebody? Greg, welcome. Good morning. Hey, it's Sunday morning. That's right. Easy like a Sunday morning. Tippy's asleep, chilling. Let me get that. Hopefully you're in there with the hashtag Tippy. We got 28 entries. I'm going to give it 10, 9, 8. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get my book out where I record it because I'll forget this in the morning. So I'm going to go in here so y'all have time to put in Tippy if anybody else wants to play. I'm going to add Insomniacs giveaway. And I'll get it, you'll get an email tomorrow, but it's not going to ship till Monday. The ones that went out today shipped today because I gave them to the mailman. And this is going to be for the Asher Nomad 3.0. All right, guys. Y'all ready? I'm getting ready to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hashtag Tippy. Good luck, everybody. Paul Mills. Congratulations, Paul. You still in here, buddy, or did you go to bed? Paul, you in here, brother? Calling Paul. Congratulations, buddy. I'm about to throw my email up here. I want to make sure you're in here because if you're not here to get the email, we'll have to give it away again. I think Paul's in here. 2021@gmail.com. That is a good win, guys. Are you in here, Paul? Paging Paul Mills. There he is. Paul, awesome, man. I didn't see you, buddy. So all you need to do, my friend, is shoot me an email to kniveslive2021@gmail.com. And with that, I'll put you in pirate ship. It'll email you a tracking number. I'll put it in your bag, put it in a box. It probably won't be in its box because I'd never find its box. It would take forever, and you don't want to wait that long. Ask anybody who won a knife from me 2-3 months ago. But congratulations. I hope you enjoy it, buddy, or you give it to somebody who'll enjoy it. It's a good one. I'm a huge fan of Asher knives. Just a huge fan. Always have been. So one of my favorite knives is my titanium Asher Spiro. And I'll tell you what, the knife that outcrowned it as the budget knife or value knife, because it's over $100, under $150, but the MASH V2 upended the Asher Tie Spiro for me. I think this knife, and Kevin doesn't believe me, and he says they came out at a different time, which I don't remember because I wasn't in on either drop. But I think this knife's sales and this knife's value hurt the sales of the Buzz. Even though the Buzz is a different knife and it's a front flipper, I think if you can get this knife at $135 and you handle it and hang out with it, and then you go flip a Buzz, does it feel like $200 more? Paul, you can absolutely use the link in the chat. Is that Knives Live? I think if you go to my channel, it's Knives Live 2021@gmail.com. I think if we put it, let me do this. Let me check something. Hold on, young fella. We will figure this out. Let me see if it's in the description of this video. There you go. All right, so if you go to the About on my site, yep. So if you go to my page, brother, you can click, and if you send it to Instagram, Paul, I'll get it, but I'm not able to copy it and paste it. So when you go click on about, the first thing it's going to say is it's going to try to give you the socials, and it says for business inquiries, view email address, and just click that, and then you can click on that right there, and it'll email me. And guys, Nas Live is coming up in November. I've got to get in touch with Shane. We've got to get our acts together, and we've got to decide if it's going to be 48 hours or if it's going to be 24 hours of just jam-packed people talk. And I'm kind of voting for 48 hours of jammed-out people talk, because we've got enough people that want to participate that I think we could do a whole weekend of live. I mean, not everybody would be able to, of course, stay up and watch 24 hours, but if you woke up Saturday at, say, 1:51, you knew there'd be a live on. If you were up Saturday morning at 4 a.m., you know there'd be a live on. That's a pretty cool weekend when we just did it for 24 hours. I would think 48 hours would be kind of double cool. But congratulations, Paul Mills. All you need to do is go to the email, give me a quick email saying that you were the winner, and I will, with your continental U.S. mailing address, and we will ship that out for you. Duh. I saw the edge of this stereo behind me, and I didn't know what it was. Guys, I'm going to roll us out here till about 2 a.m. because I do not want to keep y'all up. How many of y'all, raise your hand if you've got to get up, go to church, do stuff, you're staying up late just because somebody's on live? And I know y'all like hanging out with each other, but we should probably not be here late. But we could be. I'm not above going. Yeah, Chris, I'm down for either one. I can't wait for it. It's so much fun. And Doug gets so fired up. And what's great is the Nashville Custom Knife Show is about 2 weeks before we have the drawing for Nas Live. So we'll usually have had Nas Live, and then I'll see Doug at the Nashville Custom Knife Show, and he's just beyond himself because he gets to go on and talk about knife rights. He gets to talk about some of the fights that they're having, some of the things that they're doing, and he really gets to, he gets a great audience. Drinkwater, we do get Tri-State tomorrow. Did you get a chance to see him and Kara today building Legos? He built a Nintendo 64 box. I'm on Amazon seeing how much all this shit costs. And he built a TV that had Super Mario playing on it. Oh, M-Bomb. We could stay up, man. We could make it an all-nighter, but I'd pay for it tomorrow. And guys, I'm doing some moving and shaking at work, and I'm supposed to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm supposed to be leading a leadership meeting for the part of the advertising world, digital, that I work in. And I'm not going to be being a leader there probably very much longer. So I'm kind of at a quandary. Do I go? How do I play these next 4 days? So no stress. It's just one of those things that I want to dance my way out of it as gracefully and positively as possible. I never like to leave on ill terms, but I also don't like to waste my time. I don't want to be in Birmingham talking about how to raise revenues 14% next year and knowing I'm not going to be there to see it. See you, Five Door. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you being here, man. And I appreciate every one of y'all being here. And what we'll do is we'll wind it down. Everybody needs to get up, get ready to see Tri-State tomorrow. I've got my formats right over here just because it's my channel. Sorry about that crotch shot, guys, if I just leaned in a little too hard. But I had to reach over and grab my 4Max. It is a Hoss. It's very sharp. And it's also very droppy. And if you don't put your finger right up here at the top, whoops. See, I've got it high enough at the top where that Ricasa hit me. It will eat your finger up. But it is a beast of a knife. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than an 8010 drink water. It's as a matter of fact, I happen to have an 8010 right over here. So I love the 8010, but it is not my favorite cold steel. So that's the 8010 and the 4 Max. And this is just droppy to the point of being dangerous. It's got a pop steep carry clip on it. My favorite cold steel is the 8015 with the scorpion lock, because I find it very fidgety. Even though you've got to get used to using it again. But the 4 Max and the 8020 are basically big brother, little brother knives. They're basically the little Joe, big Joe. And that's the clip that comes on the 4 Max, and that's a Pops deep carry clip off Etsy. And I don't know if Pops is still around, because I had to go the MKM route. I don't think Pops made this clip. It's a lot thinner, where this Pops clip is much more substantial. But guys, it is 1:57. It is Sunday morning. We should not be sitting here together. We should be getting ready to have our Sundays, have our days of love, rest, worship, whatever we do on Sunday. For me, it's going to be chilling like a villain, doing a little laundry at some point. But guys, all I can ask of all of you is, firstly, most importantly, thank you for hanging out with me. I love all you guys. As Crispy says, naked grip hugs for everybody. Please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace, guys.